Starbase 1552 Comics. We sell everything a collector would want. Comics, Funkos, action figures, and so many more. A real American comic book shop. We are online only. Starbase 1552 Comics. Find us on eBay Auctions.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Of the NASRA Blanchard's Towing Xfinity Series. Brady LaBeouf will win the championship and the race in the Butt Kicker 250.
Keith Bradley gets his second championship on the Friday Night Series with the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series Season 8. His rookie season, he will win the championship for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series.
Well, a Merry Christmas to you and yours. We welcome you to NASRA 360 Racing Network, and this is a NASRA special. Usually on Monday night, the NASRA DSR Electric Truck Series is racing towards the championship. Season number 5 will be forthcoming very soon after the new year, but this is a very special event from the virtual Super Speedway, super fast Atlanta Motor Speedway. We welcome you to coverage of the NASRA and Atlanta Christmas. It's on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Good evening, I'm Wesley Outland. Jacob Reeves, the redneck announcer, is alongside, and the man behind the Concerns of Police Survivors, Mr. Huck Wigginton, joins us as our driver analyst this evening. We'll get ready to give the starting lineup in just a moment, but Jacob, we're ready to go here at Super Fast Atlanta. It should be a good one.
Yeah, Wesley, I'm telling you right now, this is straight up in the heart of Dixie. At least in my Dixie, I guess you could say. I mean, we love Talladega Super Speedway, but this is in the home state, the Peach State, Atlanta Motor Speedway, mile and a half. This place went through a little bit of a reconfig, I guess you could say, with the old surface that it used to be, and now with 2022 was the very first race where they had this surface, and this race has produced, this track, I should say, has produced some fantastic finishes, and Wesley, I got a feeling we're in store for one here this evening.
Let's give you the starting lineup as Kyler Wynn and Garrett Maines are up on the front row from Canada and Virginia. Malik Ray, who won the last big NASRA special on Thanksgiving at the Thanksgiving Turkey Hangover. He's in the third spot. Ethan Eckert will make up for the outside of row 2. David Sheets, Jeff Merck, row number 3, former NASRA C.O.P.S champion and rookie of the year. Omar Diallo and Tyler Goodwin, row 4. Matthew Wood, Matt Cherry, row 5. John Morden, Kenny Reel, the first 6 rows there, Jacob.
Then you got Matthew Carrot. I can't even pronounce his next name. I mean, Matthew right there in the 28. He's going to be rolling off 13th. And Andrew Karakov, there we go, in 13th. Andrew Harris will be 14th. Matthew Robinson is going to start 15th. We're holding McGill in 16th. You got Jason Dismore will start in 17th. Chad Ross will start 18th. Jeffrey Goodpasture will be 19th, and Tristan Bruce rounds out the top 20. Wesley, I think we're fixing to crank them up here tonight in Atlanta.
Taylor Peacock and the rest of the other drivers, will mention them throughout the night as, again, they're coming to the line. That's Peacock, not Crawford. Van Rattle, Gregory, Thomas, Blanchard, Warren, along with Vickery, Larson, Steyer, Saley, Johnson, and the green is about to fly. We're about to do some static cameras, and we're green, rocking the guitar, and Atlanta Christmas, 225 miles, 104 laps, and we're underway.
Big moves going on up at the front. A couple of them actually getting up into the fence down there on the backstretch, but up front, Kyler Wynn trying to see if he can give the shove. It's Jeff Mark in the 60 trying to work their way already. A little bit of bump drafting. Everybody trying to work their way to the inside going through 3 and 4, Wes.
All right, let's rest our voices now. Let's crank up the cars. Let's put up the static cameras. We'll bring in Huck Riggington in a moment as they come to the line. We're lap 1 here at Atlanta. 225 miles, 104 laps. That'll make the distance of the Atlanta Christmas. And joining us on the NASRA broadcast booth is the man behind Concerns of Police Survivors and our driver analyst, Huck Wigington. Huck, it's great having you here. Huck, how excited are these guys getting ready to take on super fast Atlanta and already some high speeds in the opening laps?
They're going to love it. I mean, this track already, like you said, is just excitement in and of itself. And you add in it's kind of a special event, so it's kind of one of those, I don't really care about the points. I just want to get up there and have fun and win. So that always kind of adds to the spice.
Yeah, to definitely elaborate more on that, Jacob Reeves, there is no points on the line, just big money, bragging rights, and right now it is Mr. Kyler Wynn leading the way, but for how long? Here comes Malik Ray to the inside. He's got Karakov right behind him, and those 3 cars are going to tango behind a big hornet's nest off 4.
Yeah, Ray's going to be able to go to the second spot. He's going to have Jeff Mark tucked right up on the back bumper. Mark trying to ease down to the inside. Ray had to jump up. Mark almost turned him right here on lap 5. Boy, they are getting at it right now, Wes, right up front. Kyler Witt trying to hold on. He's got his buddy Malik Ray right behind him. But check out some of this bump drafting back here. Matt Cherry up top, 3 wide for just a split second. Joey Steyer's trying to go up the middle.
It's a little slip right there in the Lowe's machine of Cherry up on the high side. Here comes everybody storming down back on the bottom. That's Wood, MDW. There's Robinson, Diallo, all in this mix. And again, holding that position right now. Just right now, this is a track with a new Atlanta. It's like a super speedway, like a Daytona or a Talladega. Bump drafting, the 3 and 4 wide, and the chance for a big one, Huck, can happen at any time as well.
Yeah, it definitely does. The triover here is so tricky. I mean, one of the good things about this track is it's just far enough away from a super speedway that you have to have a little bit of throttle control, and sometimes that will at least get the packs broke up a little bit. So if you have a big one, it's not like the big one.
Right now, they work their way with Kyler Wynn up in front. Malik Ray right there behind him. He's in that number 5 Kellogg's machine. Malik Ray, K Essentials Chevrolet. He's right there in the hunt. Merck right there behind him. And they're single file now, Jacob. Behind them, though, there is a storm brewing of 3 wide proportions as they thunder their way again back into turn number 1.
Yeah, top 3 right now, single file. Matt Cherry up on this top side. He's got Holden McGill, one car actually coming off of pit road down on the apron. 06 down on the bottom. That's David Sheets trying to rock and roll. Mark's going to try to go to the bottom. Cherry's going to get a run going into 3. He's got McGill with him. They may be looking for the lead.
Working off turn 4, Matthew David Wood. That's MDW from Almost Heaven, West Virginia. Behind the back of the tail of the number 06 of Sheets. We got cars scampering from the top to the bottom of the racetrack. They're trying to miss the 31 and the 54. Problems for those cars. That's Matt Cherry. That's also the 31 machine of Holden McGill. Problems for some big-name NASRA guys as we still race on, Jacob, to 3.
Yeah, they're really getting after it now as Malik Ray is going to see if he can try to find a little bit of help. Right behind him, here comes Mark. Mark gets a fantastic run coming off turn number 4. He's going to look to the inside. He ain't worried about these big dogs up here at the front. He's a Season 7 champion with NASRA trying to get it done, but it's not over yet. Here comes Omar on the outside. They're going to try to go around Mark and hang him out.
Merck now right in the middle, if you will, as they are all going by him from the top to the bottom. And Hook, what is that like right there for a guy like Jeff Merck? The Floridian just trying to stay in line, if you will, as they are thundering around and working off through the tri-oval.
It can be pretty frustrating. You think you got the line and you got the run, and I'm talking not even a turn later, you're watching everybody go by and you're thinking, what'd I do wrong?
What did you do wrong? Right now, a lot of things that you have to do right. Thank you so much, Brian Chu, chiming in. He won last week, by the way. Merry Christmas, all of you. I wish you could be here. I wish I could be here. Let's go, Stiers and Thomas. So we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, they work their way off of turn number 4. The Thunder rolls here in Hotlanta, back into turn number 1 with Wynn leading on lap number 11 there, Jacob.
Yeah, and that's a little bit of Chrome Swim affiliate right there. The Brian Chu's talking about. We got a wreck. Caution is out. Cars going around back there behind this pack as everybody's going to get rolled down right here. Number 15 going around. Caution out for the first time here at Atlanta.
Yeah, problems for Robert Warren, the driver out of Rock City, Illinois, from the land of Lincoln. His Chevrolet in a shower of sparks as it scatters down the banking, working down the backstretch now here at the Super Speedway Atlanta. Let's cue up our first caution of the night and a Pulse Poppers instant replay from our producer-director, Cody Dodd. And here's a look at what happened. There's Warren into the wall, some contact there. Maybe the 5 of Kyler Wynn might have got into him, and around in the fence went that car. Actually, I don't believe it was Kyler Wynn. It might have been another car. We'll take a look at a replay of it. As again, Robert Warren here, Jacob, putting us under caution for the first time, and after about a dozen laps completed.
Yeah, and honestly, Wesley, to be honest with you, I mean, you see it right here on your screen. Gets up, gets into the wall, and then right there, the 5, not necessarily Kyler Wynn, and not necessarily Malik Ray. It may be Malik Ray.
It is Malik Ray.
At this point, I'm not real sure because there's a couple of 5s out there, Wesley. Malik's still up there in second. But even on my end, I actually saw Warren actually blink out, at least on my end. Everybody else was good, but he blinked out. Yeah. So that's one of those things where maybe he blinked out and the other guy behind him didn't really see him, kind of got into him and kind of got him around. But at the same time, he got up into the quad oval. Huck was talking about that, how tricky this sucker is right here going through the quad oval. And I think a lot of that had to do with him just getting nailed in the back end, and he goes around.
Yeah, I don't believe it was Malik Ray. I know he's in the number 5 car, but he's in the number 2 spot. But I think it was the number 5 of Michael Larch for Swamp Fox that got into him. Nonetheless, drivers are on the pit lane. Kenny Reel comes out as the new leader. We're just getting started at Atlanta Christmas 225. This is the NASRA 360 Racing Network. More to come when we come back from Atlanta. Merry Christmas to you and yours. We hope you enjoy this gift from NASRA.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Well, we welcome you back to an Atlanta Christmas. Looks like the Racing Santa is in full swing here tonight. We welcome you again to Atlanta Super Speedway, Atlanta Motor Speedway. Jacob Reeves, Huck Wigginton is joining us. I'm Wesley Outland. Final race of the official 2024 iRacing season for NASRA. Jacob, right now, again, a good solid run. We got some guys coming down to the pit lane. The lights are off on the pace car. And now Kenny Reel will be the guy to try to be the Pied Piper to lead us back to green after our first Surf Pro caution of the race.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. And obviously, you see the 88 right there on the side. Obviously, kind of a, pretty cool deal, I guess, for me to see that. Obviously, growing up as a fan of Dale Jr. right there. And literally, the 88 looks spot on what that is. Check out John Ward right here, sitting in that 3rd spot. Keep an eye on John Ward. Folks, remember, when we had the Thanksgiving hangover, Ward was one of the top finishers at Talladega.
And big hello to everybody that is joining us in the broadcast booth. Let us know who you are, who you're rooting with, as the green flag is back out. Boy, they're jamming to some Santa Rocket here at Atlanta as the green flag comes back in the air. And Huck Wigginton, I bring you back in as our driver analyst. This literally, it's like a reset, right? I mean, you had the pulse on the start. You had about a dozen laps, and then you come back under caution. Now you got to get right back and get back to work and obviously back to those high speeds again.
Yeah, and, sometimes if you kind of played it safe and run around the back to the middle, this is very advantageous. So now you can play a different tire strategy. You can play, a whole different kind of game with it and just kind of see how things are going. It wasn't a terrible wreck, so it didn't take out a whole lot of drivers. But, it's one of those things where once you get going again, you just kind of have to get in that groove and remember where you're at.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe if you've not done so for the NASRA 360 Racing Network. As right now, Kenny Real leads him Jacob off turn 4 for another lap here in Atlanta.
Yeah, John Ward's trying to breathe down his neck, trying to figure out if he wants to go high, go low. Will Goodwin go with him. David Sheets back here, he is in a mess right now, to be honest with you. His Goodpaster, Jeffrey Goodpaster in the 6th, up top with MDW, who's on a roll on the Friday night series with the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. 2 wins in a row. He's trying to go for 3 here tonight in Atlanta.
Here they come, working off of turn 4 through the double dog leg here in Atlanta. It is Real in the lead. Ward now back behind him. That's the green and black number 92. Right there in tow is also Goodpaster. Then it's going to be Goodwin and Wood now. MDW, how strong his car was earlier. He falls back into the top 5 as they work their way back into turn 3. And already, Jacob, we're seeing them break it up in about 2 or 3 different packs of cars now in groups.
Yeah, everybody kind of splitting up. Some of them way back there at the back, maybe trying to sense a little bit of urgency, sense a little bit of chaos fixing to kick off up here at the front. Tristan Bruce in the 13, he's jumped up here and got in the middle of this. 5 laps to go at the stage break, not 100% if a little money going to get paid out at the end of that 5 laps. But check out Goodpaster, getting all he can get. Going with MDW. Wood's going to shove him to the lead and shove him past Real going off of turn 4.
So under a handful of laps remaining now, 5 now make it 4 to go in stage 1 of Atlanta Christmas. It is now Jeffrey Goodpaster, the new leader. Kenny Real now back on the inside. He'll battle for that second spot. Wood and Ward now top 4. Remember, stage points on the line, or at least stage money on the line as they work their way into turn 3.
Yeah, it's going to get good right here. We'll see what Ward does right here with Real. Now Wood up top. Try to go with Goodpaster. Bruce trying to hook up with him. The 28, that's Karakov, as you mentioned a while ago, Wesley. Karakov. We're probably going to get his name right eventually because I got a feeling he's going to be up here leading this sucker. Now Goodpaster jumps down. Wood jumps down. Bruce jumps down. All 3 of them jump on the inside.
And it's Goodpaster now down to the inside of the racetrack. He's got another opportunity to work inside, down on the bottom lane where that double white line in red is. That's the best line to be on the racetrack. Here they come, working off the corner. We'll, of course, put another lap on the board. Remember also, though, Huck Wigginton, we will race into stage number 2 unless we get a caution, and we just might get one. Car bounces off the outside wall. He hit the safer barrier going to turn 1, but I think he's able to keep going. We stay green, Jacob, on the back straightaway.
Yeah, everybody keeps it clean and green. Might have been Taylor Peacock or Joey Stires back there in the back, but coming to the big lap right here, final lap right here of stage number 1. Goodpaster out front. He's got Wood. Bruce tries to jump up. Real tries to go with him. Wood's going to go with him. Now W is going to try to go on top. All of them trying to hang out Goodpaster coming off turn 2.
As I forementioned before, we had Peacock, I think, bounce off the safer barrier in turn 1. They will race now into stage number 2. And look at Matthew David Wood, MDW from West Virginia, back out in front, got around Goodpaster. Goodpaster, like lyrics to the Tom Petty song Free Falling on this Christmas Eve event right now. Give stage 1 to Wood with 1 more lap remaining. It is Matthew Wood up in front. Huck Wigginton, what's that going to be like, though, as you race right into stage number 2? There'll be no caution coming out here.
And that's basically it. You're just racing. All you do is you just know that it's over with for the money, but nothing else changes. You're on your strategy. You're looking behind you, and you're just racing hard.
And they
stage speed's nothing right now.
And they are 3 wide coming to the line. As they mentioned, it's Matthew David Wood, MDW, will win stage number 1, but not for the long, though. We go right into stage 2, and Bruce wants to lead here in Atlanta. Jacob off 2.
Yeah, and you was talking about free falling. How about running down a dream? Garrett Maines jumping back up here and getting in the middle of this. Bruce is going to get hung out. Wood's going to try to go to the outside. Here comes John Ward. Watch out for that 92. Like I said, Wesley, Thanksgiving hangover, one of the big movers. I think he finished 3rd in that Thanksgiving hangover. He's trying to win it here tonight in Atlanta. But obviously, start of stage 2, long way to go.
Now John Wood down on the inside, powers alongside MDW. Here comes also Garrett Maines. Watch the number 1 machine. He was right there at the start of things when NASRA was getting going back in the day. Now, of course, one of the greats on the NASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series. And here comes now Bruce on the inside. Wood back to the lead. He got served as they worked their way off the corner off 4.
And where in the world did Chris Blanchard come from? 27th. All the way up here to the 4th spot. Now make that 5th, depending on how this little battle with Tristan Bruce ends up battling up. But now Wood jumps up. Maines, he's going to have to lift out of the gas. Blanchard's going to have to lift out of the gas. Here comes Andrew Harris. Where did Harris come from? Some of these guys we haven't talked about the whole time. Tickle Santa Claus if you love what you got here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network.
Yeah, Santa Claus will say ho, ho, ho. For some reason, he's not doing that tonight. He's kind of off guard, getting ready for Christmas, I guess, as MDW. Matthew David Wood is the man that leads the way. Ward on the inside. Oh, there you go. Little late than never, Santa. As right now, Garrett Maines and John Ward battling for the bridesmaid spot. Wood in the lead. He's in turn number 3, and we're still battling door to door, and they work into 4.
Ward down on the bottom side. Here comes Maines up top with help from Blanchard. Down on the inside, Tristan Bruce trying to get the help from Goodpasture. They may end up hanging out Ward. Nope, Ward's going to jump to the bottom. Maines may have a hole to go to the top. Here goes Wood up top, and Ward's going to say, thank you very much. Give me a little early Christmas present, a little tease, if you will. Ward to the lead, off of turn 2 and down into 3.
Wigginton, what do you think? Is this just the calm before the storm, maybe? I mean, everybody just kind of being patient and, a little give and take here right now in the opening start of stage 2, you feel?
This is not the most calm I've ever seen here, but yeah, they're being subtle. They're being subtle, but this is pretty action-packed for this part of this race. But again, there's no points, so everybody's just thinking, I'm either going to bring home a trophy or a steering wheel. Who cares?
If you want to be able to stuff your stocking to first win the race, you must first finish. And I think that's exactly what these guys are trying to do. Jacob is now Ward, the new leader. Bruce and Wood top 3, and they're heading to 3.
Yeah, Ward's basically looking like Rudolph right now at a big lead of a bunch of reindeer, I guess you could say. Now, here comes Wood. He wants to be Rudolph for a little bit. He's going to jump up to the top. He may have Blitzen, I should say Maines, right behind him. But here comes Tristan Bruce. That's Donner. He's going to try to shovel up here at the front. Big battles going on. Get him fanning out. Basically a high-speed pace lap, 2 wide all the way through the field.
John Ward in the lead, working off 4. Behind them is MDW Matthew David Wood from West Virginia. He won the 2nd stage. Garrett Maines and Tristan Bruce right there within a cat's whisker of one another for the 3rd spot. Also in the mix is Blanchard, is Goodpasture. All this going on as they shuffle and drive again into turn 2.
Yeah, that's... Maines jumps down, cuts off Goodpasture. Almost set him down on the inside wall. That's going to open the... Here comes Blanchard. Here comes Harris. They're trying to rock and roll side lane, trying to see if they can get around Goodpasture, but up front, Ward trying to hold on to this lead.
Right now, here they work their way. Yes, he is. Coming off the corner out of turn 4. It is John Ward. Ward off the back straightaway. It is Wood now back to the bottom. Goodpasture now way below the double line as he might have a problem on the number 6 machine. So does another car that will follow. The 99 right there with him is Matthew Robinson, I believe. They're all coming down to possibly on the pit lane. Meanwhile, it's John Ward leading again across the line ahead as the lap 35.
Yeah, a couple of them actually going down pit road right here, but we'll stay clean and green. Ward up on the lead right now with Wood trying to hold on to that second spot. Tristan Bruce trying to battle off Chris Blanchard, but check it out. New deal right here. Everybody going down that new pit road as we got a spinner.
Guys, we got problems. We got problems. Problems on the racetrack. The number 83 into the fence. Jeff Merck is in the wall. The 83 crashed as well. It happened on the back straightaway, and the caution is out. That's Aaron Van Rattle, I believe it is. He's involved. Aaron Van Rattle caught up in it. Jeff Merck involved. A host of cars when green flag pit stops looked like they were starting. The caution is out now for the second time as an accident happened on the back straightaway here on lap number 35. Here's a look at a replay as drivers were coming to pit road. Here was where the incident happened, Jacob, coming off of turn 2. Watch the 83 there.
Yeah, it looked like the 83 kind of tried to find a hole that really wasn't there and just kind of jumped down right there and basically cut off Merck. I mean, that's literally what happened right there. He ends up trying to find a hole. It's not there. Jumps down. I believe that's Malik Ray. He actually dodges a bullet right there. Almost gets caught up in it. There's Real. He gets caught up in it. There goes the 83. Comes back up. Gets into Merck. Straight into the wall. All four wheels coming off of the ground. And that might be all she wrote for Merck and the 83 of Aaron. That tough deal right there. But one thing about that, Wesley, we saw guys going down pit road with this new deal. It used to be they could just come off turn 4, jump down pit road. Now it's not like that anymore. You got to do it the new way, which is the NASCAR way, entering pit road coming off of turn 3 when you're going for a green flag pit stop.
Yeah, if you started noticing these cars, usually in the past at Atlanta, they would come down off of pit 4, coming down onto the front straightaway and peel into pit road. Now they have to peel off on the backstretch and drop to the inside of the apron, going down at a slow speed to pit lane. Obviously, that really, and Huck, I bring you in here as our driver analyst. That takes away all the momentum you had also, but you have to kind of follow the rules. You got to follow the rules.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the first season that I did it at Atlanta, and it takes a whole different mindset. You have to practice it. You have to understand what you're doing getting on the pit road for sure now.
And I'll be honest, guys, I really think that maybe that second serve pro caution might have happened, Jacob, because drivers were maybe not aware of the way things were going, or it was happening so fast and they're in a panic, and then it stacked everybody behind them, and that's how Van Reel got into Burke to cause a caution. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of these things. Yeah, Huck. I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, that's one of these things here about this new Atlanta that they wanted to try to get out of it, which was another super speedway. Obviously, Daytona, Talladega, sister tracks, but this one's a little bit more narrower, and there's little room for error, I guess you could say. I mean, you just slip just a little bit, and you're basically screwed at that point. It's not as wide as Talladega where you got so much room that you can get away. There's still that down there below the red line or red and white line that you see right there on your screen. You still got room to get down there and try to miss the wreck, but at the same time, it's not as wide as Talladega or even Daytona. So it's one of those crazy things where you can really see some big wrecks where guys just really, literally have nowhere to go with.
We're getting ready to come back for a restart, but first we'll step away with more and Atlanta Christmas 225 right in stage 2. We're back with more from Atlanta in just a moment.
Yeah, everybody should.
Back here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, stage number 2 rolls on, presented by Atlanta Christmas 225 and the Glass Mechanic. We're underway. Back to it again. This will be lap number 38 of 104. We are in the second stage, and Garrett Maines, Jacob, now the new leader as they work into turn 2.
Yeah, Eckert, he actually kind of jumped the start right there, actually shoved Maines, out to a big lead. It may end up costing him. No, Ray's going to stick with him. Kyler Wynn's going to stick with him. Now, Aaron Eckert's going to try to shoot around Thomas. Everybody trying to go around Stephen Thomas. Hung out the dry as Maines leads off 4.
Here they come, working off that fourth turn. It's Maines, Ray, Wynn, Eckert, Thomas. There's your top 5. They might be single file, Huck, right now, but not for long. Look at the scatter as they're getting 2 by 2 by 2 again, working off turn 2.
Yeah, they're going to catch up real quick on that outside. I can see it coming now. Once they start scattering, it's really whatever line's held together the best.
This is a very fun, fast racetrack. This track was mandated or created to be the new Atlanta. They repaved it. They added a lot more banking than what the old Atlanta was. Obviously, the third time it's been reconfigured, and obviously, good hard race. It is Win battles with Maines for the lead again. Jacob in 2.
Yeah, and he's going to have the lead, and he is going to take it. Jumps up. Now, Omar in the 420, showing 22 on your screen. He's going to have Stephen Thomas try to give him the shove on that inside lane. How about Taylor Peacock up there trying to rock and roll as well? Shout out to all 40 of you out there in the live chat. Blanchard trying to rock and roll with them as well, but Maines leads here at the line going into turn 1.
The new Atlanta Motor Speedway. We got trouble coming into the wall. Trap with problems. I believe that's Holden McGill. McGill's car, Specs, Jeff Merck, Malik Ray. The big one has just happened again in turn number 1. It is a massive crash as we approach lap number 42 of this race. The big one happens here. An Atlanta Christmas, Jacob, has become an Atlanta nightmare for about a dozen cars.
Yeah, big time stack up, big time wreck. Cole Larson's going to get involved. George Jewell's going to get involved. Matt Cherry's going to get involved. Matter of fact, where George Jewell and Matt Cherry is, there's George Jewell that you see right there on your screen. He gets involved. The 83, we saw him a minute ago. Aaron, he gets involved. But really, for our producer, Dean Hopton, where all this really started was where George Jewell and Matt Cherry was going into turn 1. I sat right here and watched it. It was all George Jewell just trying to get out of what he might have saw up there at the front. He saw a little bit of chaos kicking off, and he finally just said, you know what? Screw it. I'm backing out of it. And unfortunately, there was no real estate up on the top side. Cherry was there. George gets him. Where Cherry gets him in the right rear, sends him around. Here you see Kenny Real on the inside. There's Tristan Bruce. Check it out. George Jewell right here just trying to miss everything. Cherry gets up into the wall, gets into Jewell, and after that, like I said, not as wide as Daytona and Talladega, all hell ends up breaking loose.
Big trouble there is, again, George Drew's car. George Jewell, I think I said Holden McGill, my apologies. George, Jewell, and a whole host of other cars turn each other into the fence. It was Jewell, and then from there, Huck, it's everyone else just saying, oh my, holy camole, hold on, don't let me be a piece of it. And somehow or another they are. Malik Ray, Cody Knott, Jeff Merck, Van Reel. So many good contenders involved in a massive crash. As you see again, Cole Larson, and they all just start piling in like they're virtual Rock'em Sock'em robots in turn 1.
Yeah, you just do what you can do in a situation like this. I always found the inside was my friend. You had a lot of runoff. You have some grass before you hit the wall. Outside, it's just nothing but solid wall. But in a situation like this, you're just like, well, let's see what happens. And
on board,
as you see, a lot happened.
On board with Van Rill, and let's watch this with Van Rattle here. Boy, oh boy, shake, rattle, and roll for the 83, part of the pun. Atlanta Motor Speedway, the new Atlanta, is a 1.54-mile racetrack with 2.48 kilometers. It is, again, 28 degrees of bank into the turns, 5 degrees on the straightaways. Racing surface is 52 feet of racing width on the front stretch, 42 feet on the back stretch, and 40 feet in the corners. So, again, front stretch is 2,332 feet exactly. Back stretch is 1,800 feet. Pit lane is 1,320 feet. As again, you have to go down on the pit road at the bottom of turn number 3 before entering onto the pit lane. From 24 degrees to 28 degrees of banking. Jacob, how much difference is that? Oh, and by the way, 40 feet of racing room in the corners. That's why we just had that massive crash for our third Serve Pro caution.
Yeah, it kind of narrowed up a little bit, I guess you could say, which is what they done. They steepened the banking, but also narrowed from the wall all the way to the line. That's basically what they did when they done this whole reconfig back right there at the start of 2022. And, you know, really, I think a lot of that had to do with what just happened right there. It could be the super speedway package, how you narrow it up, however you want to look at it. But one thing about this, folks, is you see that red and white line down there on the bottom of your screen. They cannot pass down there to advance their position, but they can go down there to try to miss all the chaos that's happening in front of them. So a couple of them you saw jumping down there below that line. They can do that to try to miss a wreck, but they can't do that to advance their position if they're trying to race for a position.
Yeah, and I want to say, I think I might have said Malik Ray was caught up in the accident. It might have been another number 5 car. I just want to say this, and it aggravates me to no end. Okay, you want me to be a Grinch of the Atlanta 500? I'll be one right now.
We got beef.
I cannot stand the fact that we've got multiple car numbers for races where normally these guys are given perfect numbers for events. This needs to be enforced, policed, because it makes us broadcasters look like we're ignorant and we don't know what we're doing. So NASRA officials, I hope that next year when we run the big races, y'all mandate one number per driver so we don't have these type of shenanigans. And if you can't play by the rules and you got 5 cars with the same 5 numbers, then you need to be booted out, in my opinion. We're back to green here in Atlanta. Tyler Wynn in front, but for how long, though? Garrett Maines looking for the lead again. Jacob in turn number 3. Oh, and by the way, the numbers, Jacob, need to match the numbers on the scoring pylon, too. That's my beef on this Christmas, and I'm done. Bah humbug.
Wesley Outland having beef right here in the middle of an Atlanta Christmas 225. Who'd have thunk it? Here we go. 3 to go right here in stage number 2. Garrett Maines trying to get him some from Kyler Wynn on the bottom side. Malik Ray and Omar giving the shove to Garrett Maines. He's going to shove him to the lead, and Omar almost clear with Stephen Thomas right behind him.
Yeah, look, here we go again. Numbers not matching with the scoring pylon. I believe that's Garrett Maines in the lead. Diallo is in the 420, but actually he's in what number is that? 82. Kyler Wynn, his number match, hallelujah. Then we got Thomas and Ray. Ray's not matching on 7 on the pylon, but he's in the 5 Kellogg's car. I think I said he was in a wreck a moment ago. All these guys fighting for positions as, again, we're down to the final laps in stage number 2 now.
Yeah, and coming to 1 to go, and Maines getting all he can from the law. Omar, I'm just going to go with Omar, and Omar comes up the track. Kyler Wynn on the inside. He's got Malik Ray. Thomas right behind him. Maines is literally going to be a Brad Keselowski trying to block both lanes. Caution is out right before Omar tried to get him.
Caution is out before we reach the end of stage number 2 here in the Glass Mechanics second stage of the Atlanta Christmas 225. There is a yellow flag on the racetrack, and I believe Robert Warren has crashed again. He brought out the original caution on the start of the race, and now Robert Warren, no, there's a caution on the racetrack. Robert Warren has crashed, guys. Yellow flag. Look for the man, I believe is in the Robert Warren's car. It's car number 15. Robert Warren in the fence to put us under yellow flag, and here it is right now, Jacob, coming off turn 4.
Yeah, he gets up into the fence, gets a little bit loose, comes up, collects another driver. Hard impact right there. And folks, remember, no fast repairs on these cars. Whoa, somebody come through there and literally arc braked. They didn't even try to stop. That right there, that was a wild ride. I don't even know who that was, but I bet you right now they may end up being on the naughty list for not for not braking when they see a car stop. But there you see Warren snap a little bit sideways. There goes a couple others shooting by right there. And Robert Warren, his struggles continue here this evening, Wes.
And I've been informed that this will be officially the end of stage number 2 here at the Atlanta Christmas 225. Again, they were going to go all the way to lap 50. If you look at the race details on the bottom right of the monitor popping up here for you, again, they were going to end at stage number 2. A caution was going to be thrown. This will count as the end of the stage. So when it's all said and done, Garrett Maines getting a stage win here, Jacob, and a little money going in his pocket on this holly jolly Christmas at Atlanta for 2024.
Yeah, and big deal right there for Garrett Maines. I mean, obviously a pro driver in itself, knows how to get it done. Watching. I mean, it doesn't matter what he is actually driving. 56 of you out there in the live chat as our producer kind of throws in a little bit of a kind of a weird voice, I guess you can say. But anyway, Garrett Maines, he knows how to get it done. Yeah, I know him too. I know that guy. I know that guy doing the ho, ho, ho. That's Santa Claus. Yeah, that's Santa Claus. Tickle Santa Claus if you love what's going on. But Garrett Maines, He knows how to get it done. It doesn't matter if it's in a next-gen car, a Cup or Gen 6 car for this matter, or even an Xfinity or a truck. Garrett Maines is one of the best, and it's no surprise to see him up there. But Atlanta, it's kind of like a roulette wheel at a casino right here, Wes. Only time will tell if he can pull it off here this evening.
It really is. Let's check in with driver analyst Huck Wigginton real quickly before we go to network timeout. And well, it's been a pretty quiet race. Couple of cautions, right? Right, Huck. But Huck, the big race, the third stage will be upon us, and I think that's when the racing's going to get really excited here coming up next.
Yeah, as they say, this is when you pull the belts down tight and get up on that wheel, and that's exactly what's fixing to happen. I think I can see that maybe some of the drivers did not pit on this. Maybe they're anticipating a little bit of NASRA chaos because they're not going to make it on fuel as of right now.
So go to the refrigerator, get you some eggnog, some fruit cakes, some cookies. Don't forget to leave some for Santa. It's about to get wild. And Atlanta Christmas 225, Stage 3, when we come back. We're back here in Atlanta as the green flag flies. We're ready to do it again. Hey, let's crank it up as we go back to full speed at Atlanta Stage 3 here for an Atlanta Christmas 225, people. Straight away, car has hit the wall hard. Big trouble backstretch. We saw a shot from the static camera, and the caution will come out as we were right in the middle of our NASRA crank it up. Oh yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. The 69 has just got shortened by about 1.5 feet. That car is wobbling to a stop at the bottom of turn number 3. Big trouble for Casey Mink, Jacob, to put us under caution right at the start of Stage 3. Here, we got a little ahead from that camera angle, but here's a look at a replay of what happened to him.
Yeah, you see J.D. Larson up there on the top side. Mink is going to end up getting basically right rear hooked. I mean, he tried to hold on to it as much as he could. He shoves Larson up into the wall pretty much, just tries to get it straightened out. I'm not 100% who that was in that light blue car, but I bet you right now he is happy he's on the nice list, I should say. He's able to dodge that one, but, you know, that's one of those things about this track, Wesley. You know, up there on that top side, you can get a little bit loose and have that back end kind of come out a little bit. Maybe that's what happened to J.D. Larson. You see him just kind of gets a little loose, comes down, gets into Mink, and then bam, head on into the wall right there, knocks the whole left front off. Whole wheel is literally killed at this point. And Casey Mink, who tried to survive a good portion of this race, looks like he's going to be in a bad spot. Looks like he's going to have a meatball flag right here.
Look, Wigginton, can you say ho, ho, ho?
oh is what that
yeah,
is.
Exactly.
I felt that in my chair. That was bad. That's something you do feel through the wheel if you held on to it.
Let's go back to a Pulse Poppers instant replay real quickly on the production truck, Dean. Let's ride on board with Casey Mink and see how hard the impact was for just that single car crash. It's an even more harder impact than what it would have been for the big one we saw earlier in turn number 1. Kids, look away. Watch this and look at this hard candy Christmas hit for Casey Mink there, Jacob Reeves.
Yeah, big hard hit for him, and another driver that kind of actually missed All of this was Tyler Goodwin. Bam! Hard
Wow.
impact. You see it right there. Literally all 4 tires coming off of the ground. But check it out if we can real quick before we go back green. Tyler Goodwin in the 17. He was the one in that baby blue looking car. He was able to just literally, right on board with him. Watch this right here and see what happens right here. He sees what happens. Larson comes down into him. Watch this. Oh, baby. Hold on, son. Oh, boy, that right there was one of those where you can really spill a beer on right there, or eggnog in this matter right there. I think he might have spilled it right there, Wes.
Basically, you just open your eyes and you say, "Did I make it?"
Yeah, first you say it, then you do it, right? Part of the put on this Christmas, right? As right now, it's going to be Joe Hudson, David Sheets on the front row, Shane Trotter, Eric Zimmerman, John Ward, Chris Blanchard, Andrew Harris, Tristan Bruce, Kenneth McCullough, and Omar Dalio. Right now, the drivers that are right there, ready to bring us back to green when we come back for the restart as we conclude our 5th Serve Pro caution here at the Atlanta Christmas 225. Thanks for joining us. I'm Wesley Outland. The Redneck announcer Jacob Reeves is also alongside. By the way, don't forget to check out the Door Bang and Download as it nears the end of 2024. I found myself yesterday driving back from calling a football game and listening to the best beefs of 2024, the top 15, and you should have thrown mine as a bonus, Jacob, of what I was ranting about tonight, right? Let's try this again here.
Yeah, I was kind of going to try to make it a little bit later, but I guess you could say I may have a little bit of beef with the boss man, Brady LaBeouf, because it kind of went a little bit long on that. That was supposed to be the last episode, but yeah, I agree with you, Wes. Here we go. Green flag, Joe Houston, I should say, up front. He gets away, big-time jump. David Sheets on the outside might have got caught sleeping. Now here comes Shane Trotter. Here comes John Ward. Everybody trying to get lined back up. It's Tristan Bruce on that inside lane. Everybody. Omar down on that inside lane. Get Maines on the inside lane advancing, Wes.
Let's watch them as they work their way down into the corner. It's going to be Shane Trotter now, the purple 16 up on the outside lane. A little push there from John Ward. Here comes the Grinch. It is now Joe Hudson now on the bottom. Hudson now up under attack on the outside lane. A little pushing, shoving, bobbing. Maines, Ray, Bruce, Eckert, all in the mixes. There's contact. John Ward pushed to the inside. Got into the 22. The 22, it's not Joey Logano. It's one of the other cars of Diallo as they go to the back straightaway.
Yeah, Omar's really trying to make it work, and now Trotter's going to be all by himself up there. Nobody goes with him. Sheets may go with him. Nope, they're going to hang him out to dry all by himself. Andrew Harris is the only one that's going to be able to go with him because he ain't got no other choice. Up front, John Ward up here trying to get him some. He's got Houston right behind him. Right behind him, he's got Eckert, and then right behind him, Tristan Bruce, but the outside. Omar in the 22, and here comes Eckert, 3 wide on the bottom.
I don't think they realize this, but boy, that 40 feet of racing room in the corners is tight when you start going 2 and 3 wide.
It's very, very tight. And it's one of those things that once you realize it, it's almost too daggum late. And I think the 16's just figuring that out. He's already rubbed the wall again.
Omar Dalio is back in the lead again as the caution comes out. Ooh. Another Surf Pro caution as it's Merck involved. Is that John Ward possibly caught up in it as well? Joey Stiers actually. Taylor Peacock has got a piece of it. 6th yellow flag of the race coming out here, by the way, presented by Serve Pro as we approach lap 60. Here come the cars pulling away. Big trouble for a lot of cars here. Wow.
Yeah, and really, this is all.
Watch the rest of this race. That's what
Well, you see right there in the blue, white, and red, or red, white, and blue, I should say, of Andrew Harris. Watch him. You see Joey Stiers right there on the screen, but there's Harris at the bottom. Gets into the wall. He comes down, ends up cleaning out somebody. I believe that was Malik Ray. Actually, Malik Ray's going to miss every bit of it. That stacks everybody up. Peacock ends up coming down. There goes Joey Stiers. Here comes, I believe that is Eckert, I believe, that got into him. No, Eckert's up there at the front. So many cars looking all the same. But, yeah, I agree with you at this point, Jeff Mark might just want to go ahead and park it at this point because he's got caught up in, I want to say, every single damn wreck here this season. It seems like, he tries to miss it, and then, bam, it's just there. It literally falls into his lap. But there you see the contact. Malik Ray back here. There's Peacock trying to get it straightened out. A multi-car accident, which honestly, the Super Speedway racing, the track's narrowed up, Wes. I'm not surprised one bit to see all of these big ones that we're having here this evening.
It's just coming out of that tri-oval, and once somebody hits that wall, everybody either panics, locks up, or just trying to avoid it. And like you said, it's just stack up, stack up, stack up.
And there's a look again at Taylor Peacock. Nowhere to go. A guy that's done well here at Atlanta in the past in super speedway events. And again, a tough break for the man out of Fowler, Indiana, putting us under the caution flag again. Hey, Jacob, what do you say we grab the Stage 1, Stage 2 winners to see if we can get them in here? I believe, what was it? Stage 2 went to Garrett Maines before we had that caution. And Stage 1, who the hell got Stage 1? Was it Matthew David Wood? I believe it was, MDW. I think
sounds about right. I think that sounds about right. We'll bring him on up right here. We got MDW up here. There you go. Got the cheers, obviously. Anybody that knows, watching on the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series knows about the cheers that we got. MDW. It's crazy out there, baby. How is it, at least from a driver's standpoint? It's crazy up here, though.
I mean, it's crazy. I'm sitting here just now. That car got in the wall in front of me, absolutely killed the wall. And then I checked up. Matt hit me in the back bumper. I'm trying to send it through the wreck. I look to my left, and you have Stephen Gregory almost wrecking below me. And then they're wrecking behind me. They come back up on track and wreck more. So yeah, it's been pretty scary. Stage 1, so that's good. I'm just hoping not to get wrecked. Got a lot of good guys in here, but man, it's very, very scary, I can tell you that much.
Matthew, different type of racing for sure. Whenever you don't have points on the line, it is just bragging rights to try to come make some extra holiday cash, ain't it?
Oh yeah, you're just going for it. For me, I kind of took it careful, but I want to be up there. Like, this is the first time I've ever been in this car, so it's fun.
Alrighty, MDW, Matthew David Wood, buddy, appreciate your time and good luck the rest of the race. Actually, which team are you on? Because there's so many. There's like 13 team chats. Which one was you in, buddy?
I was the one with Matt Cherry in it.
Matt Cherry. All right, we'll see if we can find that right there. Yeah, Team 7. All right, buddy, we'll send you down there. Good luck.
All right, God bless.
We'll try to grab Garrett Maines as well in the next caution if we get one. I got a feeling, Hug Wigginton, we're not done seeing yellow flag fever here in Atlanta.
Nope. This is going to end up being one of those where I think we may end up having 1 or 2 green light checkers.
And remember,
good to watch, not good to drive in.
You're exactly right. It's bragging rights. Who wants to be the Pied Piper, if you will, when it's all said and done? The top dog Santa when this race concludes here. And Atlanta Christmas 225 nearing the end. We're at stage number 3 of this 225 miler. Is rocking Santa, rocking the guitar as the field comes back to the RPMs. Green flag back in the air. Diallo, that's the throwback car of 3-time champion Joey Logano. The outside lane is Garrett Maines. Then it's the number 12 Dex imaging machine of Ryan Blaney. That's Eckert, Bruce, also Ward, right there behind each other to the back straightaway.
Yeah, Ward actually started on the bottom side, but he decided to jump up on the top side, try to go with Garrett Maines. He's got David Sheets right behind him. It may end up costing it. Eckert trying to get it going down on the bottom side, but Omar all by himself. Maines gives him a shot in the kicker, literally in the pants, if you will. Gives him a huge shot. Maines trying to hold on as well. Omar lays through 1 and 2.
So Diallo will now be the new leader. Garrett Maines behind him in the Smithfield Foods number 1 as they thunder to the back straightaway. Look at John Ward now for Hyper down to the inside. Powers with the Uno car as they work their way into the corner. It looks like Maines and Sheets are going to now get side by side. That allows Diallo to pull the way off 4.
And watch out on that outside lane. Here comes Kyler Wynn. Here comes Chris Blanchard. They're going to try to rock and roll up here. Stephen Thomas in the old 23. He's trying to get something going. MDW, just talk to him. Matthew David Wood. Andrew Harris just came off a pit road, and they shot by him like he was sitting still. Diallo up front. Maines, both of them all clear, but Blanchard trying to get clear as well. Nope, ain't going to work. He'll be in a side-by-side battle with John Ward off turn 4.
So it is Omar Diallo driving the 22 machine. On time and scoring, it shows us 4:20. one of the guys from the NASCAR, Coca-Cola iRacing Series, and big iRacing money events coming into play with the boys of NASRA. He leads, but for how long? Garrett Maines right there in the one machine. Here comes now the 4. Blanchard on the inside. Here comes Chris, our buddy out of Maine, off 4. Looking for the lead. He's up to second.
Boy, and I'm telling you right now, Chris Blanchard knows how to get it done on these super speedways. One of the best in NASRA on the inside. Diallo up top. Maines gets the draft. Here comes Kyler Wynn on the bottom side. Blanchard, real hard side draft. Almost touching, almost door banging. Coming off turn 2. John Ward's going to give him the shove. Here comes Blanchard for the lead in 3.
There's a push, there's a shove, there goes Sheets now. Sheets now gives a shot to the red and to the green and black 92 of Ward. Ward gives a push down to Blanchard on the inside lane. It's Diallo stuck on the top side. Here comes the rest of the field with Thomas and Sheets in the back of the top 10. They're starting to climb as they work their way back into turn 1.
And here comes Bruce up on the top side trying to get the draft. Front 3 guys all clear. All of them jump down to the bottom. That may help out Chris Blanchard a little bit. Stephen Thomas, he's going to try to get the shove from Tristan Bruce. Ward comes up, gives old Blanchard a kick in the pants. Here comes Eckert. Now everybody trying to file up on that outside lane. David Sheets on the inside as well. Kenny Real, I believe that is, back there in the back as well. But front 3 gets clear as Ward is absolutely wearing out Chris Blanchard going into turn 1.
Huck, I think some of the best racing we've seen so right now is happening here at Atlanta as we're on lap number 70.
It is time to go, guys. It is time to go. If they can get to about lap 73 to maybe 75, then they'll probably be good for the rest of the race if they can get a tank of gas after that.
Right now, leaders work their way off turn 4. It's Omar by himself. That's Dalio by himself. But here comes Blanchard back on the bottom. Maines right there. Borden now win. Top 5, they're back to 1.
Eckert really just shoves it going 3 wide right behind him. You see Tristan Bruce all by himself up there on the top side. Kenny Real will follow him. They're going to kick Bruce out. He's going to go to the back. Blanchard trying to get a run. Now Diallo, he's going to jump down. Maines cannot jump down. So Blanchard's going to hold on to that second spot. He's got Ward right behind him. Maines has got Wynn right behind him. Diallo all by himself, blocking both lanes, if you will, trying to just block whatever lane is going to advance, Wes.
And here they come again. Diallo now back on the bottom. Look at Maines with a burst of speed. Super Speedway style, like a side draft. Went from the outside lane to the inside, back to the outside again. And he's throwing blocks and haymakers on the other guys behind him because Wynn, Blanchard, and Thomas are right there as they get now 2 cars single file off 4.
Oh boy, old buddies is getting after it here tonight at Atlanta. And obviously, we ain't got that much more to go. Give or take about 30 to go. It is go time. Thomas goes to the bottom, jumps back up top, goes with Wynn. Here comes Blanchard. Diallo all by himself. Maines just trying to reel him in. Ward is really just wearing him out. I'm telling you, there's numerous times where Blanchard shouldn't even made the corner. He has shoved him so hard. There's a couple of times he knocked him sideways, Wes, and it may end up paying off for him. Here comes Blanchard on the inside to the door of Maines. Diallo still got it, but Blanchard is really starting to wear him out.
And one wrong slip, Huck Wigginton, and I think we could have chaos, as our good buddy Stephen Bartlett used to call it, NASRA chaos. I think it is on the horizon because these guys know we're at the home stretch, under 30 laps to go? You've got to hit the go button. You've got to do it now as they work off 4.
Go, go, go. Like I said, if it causes a wreck, it's going to cause a wreck. Right now, this is what you're trying to do.
It is the NASRA Racing Special Events and Atlanta Christmas 225 from the virtual iRacing Atlanta Motor Speedway. This is our Christmas present to you and yours. Merry Christmas. Cue them up, Santa. Yes, sir. Happy ho, ho, ho to you and yours. Enjoy the holiday season as right now Diallo is looking to cash in at Atlanta. But for how long? The time is running out, Jacob. All 4. He's in the lead.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these laps are just clicking away just as fast as you can blink an eye. Now Blanchard down on the inside. Has enough. 3 wide. He's going to shove Thomas up to the top side. Ward down on the bottom. Kenny Real may go with him. Thomas gets loose right there in front of him. That was Kyler Wynn that got loose. Still 3 wide for that 4th spot. Thomas is going to try to go to the middle side. Diallo still has the lead. Blanchard and Maines going for 2nd and 3 wide for 4th off 4.
That's the top 9 cars right there, thundering off turn 4. Throw a blanket over them, and we're 3 wide again. This time it's now Ward in the middle. Thomas right there. Eckert's in the fight. Ward now going to get some company, is now falling back as Thomas on the outside lane. He's got to get now shuffled up 2 by 2 in the back straightaway.
Yeah, he's going to have to try to find something. Blanchard backs up to Ward, tries to get the shove. Maines is just absolutely following Diallo wherever he goes. Now Maines, he's going to jump to the bottom. Actually, that's Kyler Webb. Eckert, who took it 3 wide a while ago, he's going to keep it high, wide, and handsome, I guess you could say. Roll this top side. Stephen Thomas trying to give him the shove. Front 2 start to break away as everybody trying to find whatever real estate they can to try to get themselves to the front as we're seeing pit stops. Front 3 is going to go in. Diallo, Maines, and Wynn elect the pit.
As the field stays on the top of the 28 degrees of banking, thundering by at speed, other cars now dropping onto the pit lane. And Huck, that's something you got to be careful of. We could have saw a crash right there just by guys trying to drop onto the pit lane to come for service.
Yeah, I mean, you can call it out. It's sort of, I guess, manners to call it out, but you don't have to. And yeah, just drop it down on the road and startle everybody. They're doing it right now here.
This race's not done yet. When they come off of turn number 4 this time by, it'll be lap number 879 flashing up on the scoring pylon. It will be 25 laps to go. And it also gives us an opportunity as we hit 25 to go to tell you about Premier Racing Setups. The Premier Racing Setups, 25 to go. Everything from road setups to, of course, dirt track setups. If you like sprint cars, midgets, late models, modifieds, you name it. Pavement racing, we got you covered for short track racing. And even on the NASCAR level, of eNASCAR for C.O.P.S, Xfinity, trucks, ARCA, and more. One-on-one coaching lessons. If that wasn't enough, some of the best iRacing setups, requests, and passes, and so much more. Mention NASRA and get help from Setup Builders to receive 15% off your order, and 15% comes right back into the North American Sim Racing Association. That's Premier Racing Setups. Jacob, under 25 to go, and Thomas is the new leader.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to race the setups that the Redneck Announcer races, go check them out. PremierRacingSetups.com. Thomas up front. Kenny Real trying to hold on to that second spot. You got Chris Blanchard, Stephen Gregory, Matthew Robinson. Some names that started outside the top 25 have entered the conversation up here at the front. Joe Hewson, Jeffrey Goodpaster, they're all up here. How about Kenneth McCullough Jr. in the 03 starting dead last in the field, Wesley? He is up here inside the top 10 here on the waiting laps.
Well, this man McCullough from Georgia knows how to put himself in the catbird seat for these big money races, and here he comes now up to 8th spot as they work under 25 to go. McCullough in the lead from Savannah. Cross the line down into turn number 1 and 2. It is Thomas, Real, Blanchard, Gregory, Robinson, Huston, Goodpaster, McCullough, Larson, Peacock. That's your top 10. It sounds like a massive law firm taking off for the holiday season. As they go into turn 3, Thomas leads the fray in the corner.
Yeah, and a lot of them's going to see what they can do right here as Thomas and a couple of others is actually going to start putting drivers a lap down. 19 right now at the point is a lap down, or 19 I should say is actually on the lead lap, I should say. And now they're going to put another one down. Shane Trotter. Everybody single file down on the bottom of the racetrack. And Huck, I'll bring you in right here as our driver analyst right here. What are we thinking about? Because at this point, if they pit, you see a couple of them going down right here. If they pit, they should be able to make it all the way to the end right here.
Yeah, the first group that pitted should. I'm not sure how much you add on some green-white checkers, but yeah, if this group does, and I'm pretty sure they will soon, they should be able to make it. I'm not sure if they're just feeling like, hey, I'm just going to run it dry and hope for a caution, but we'll see.
Nonetheless, here they come again down into the corner out of turn number 1 and 2. 28 degrees becomes, of course, that third, that back straightaway, and it's right now Thomas up in the top spot. We saw what Kenny Real did earlier in the race. There's some of that banking with a gyro cam showing you that 28 degrees. Now flattening out, if you will, as they work off turn 4, and you're up at speed. 20 to go. Here's Kenny Real. He leads them, trying to run down Thomas for that spot into turn 1.
Yeah, boy, you're riding on board with Kenny Real. Make sure that you got your beer and a cup holder, because if you don't, it'll absolutely spill all over you, and then they'll probably end up getting caught up in a wreck somehow, some way. Probably cause it. But Kenny Real holding on to that bad boy at 170, 180 miles an hour, rolling right behind Stephen Thomas. Blanchard trying to hold on to third. Gregory's still sitting in fourth. Matthew Robinson's still sitting in fifth. How long can they go, Wesley? This is going to be interesting to see what they do. As you got guys, Holden McGill, MDW, they got beef. Well, obviously, we saw that. They got beef. Both of them going down pit road at the same time right here with Brandon Broadfoot.
Very ironic to see pit stops happening, and look at almost the entire cavalry now. The leaders drop down to the inside to commit to coming to pit road. This will put Karikoff now as the new leader. Drivers, I think, Huck, were hoping for a green flag run and then cautions to try to bunch them back up. That's not the case. This green flag pit stops is really going to shuffle the finish of this race. I was not expecting this to happen.
Really, either was I, but again, we got 17 to go, and anything could happen on this track.
So green flag pit stops are happening here as drivers now are dropping to the inside. Here comes now Karikoff. He'll pull to the bottom of the racetrack as the leader. Here comes now, I believe, is that the new leader? I think that was Omar that was right there in that mix. Nonetheless, here comes more cars coming onto pit lane, exiting off of pit road, and the race rolls on. I can't find the leader, Jacob.
Yeah, there he is right there. Jeffrey Johnson Jr. Triple T up here, rocking and rolling. He's got the lead, but this is the battle right here that we're going to be watching. You got Omar Diallo, you got Garrett Maines, Kyler Wynn, Malik Ray, and Ethan Eckert. Those guys, all these guys right here on this line, they've already made their pit stop, Wesley. This could be the battle for the win here tonight for an Atlanta Christmas 225. Watch out for this battle right here. All these guys saving what they can with 15 to go.
Time is obviously running out with 15 remaining, as Jacob mentioned. Here they come down the back straightaway. Jeffrey Johnson, the second, up in the top spot. Can he possibly be the man to come in here and make a big spoiler here at the Atlanta Christmas? Right now, it is Steyer second, Diallo third. There's that the obviously Pennzoil, Shell Pennzoil car we were referring to up to third. Seeing there Joey Steyers and others right there. There's that big pack of traffic, and I think, Huck, as we come to the end of this one here, unless Johnson and Steyers roll the dice and try to stay out, this is going to be the pack right here in the battle for the win.
It's going to be, and hopefully they can make it through what they'll start doing is they'll start catching other cars. And other cars may start panicking and trying to shut them off just so they can stay in the ground. And you hope that doesn't happen, but it does almost every time.
And this is that long green flag run of the race, Jacob Reeves, and I don't think we really expected. As now Jeffrey Johnson is under attack for the lead. Here comes heavy traffic going after him on the outside lane into turn number one.
Yeah, and Jeffrey Johnson down on the inside, Kitty Real up top. All of them trying to rock and roll, I guess you could say, is the 5 right here. I believe that is Michael Larch down here on the inside, or outside lane, I should say. All these guys trying to get around Jeffrey Johnson. I mean, honestly, Huck, it kind of looks like he's actually saving fuel. I mean, am I missing something here right here, Huck? Because 13 to go, I was thinking everybody had to pit. Looks like he's trying to save a little bit of fuel, or at least try to wait on a caution and try to trap a bunch of them lap down.
I think he's just trying his best shot, and that's waiting on a caution.
Will it work, though? That's the question. If he's now mired by a lot of other drivers trying to fight to stay on the lead lap, he is the leader as they all thunder by him. That's, of course, that 61 up on the outside lane. There's the 023 machine as well that we mentioned earlier of Thomas. That's, of course, Gregory, Thomas, Peacock, all those cars up on the top trying to get around the leader of Johnson to get back on the tail end of the lead lap. Only 14 cars. Now make it 15 with Peacock getting by. There's that pack right there. Omar Delio, Maines, Wynn, Ray, Eckert. That's that big pack that we think will race for the win now, as they're in the hunt of trying to run down the leader Johnson, and we're closing in on the home stretch of this race. When Johnson comes to the line this time by, Jacob, it's 10 to go in Atlanta.
Yeah, it'd be crazy to see Jeffrey Johnson Jr. be able to make it all the way, depending on how the fuel goes. He may have enough. We'll see what happens right here. 62 from what we're hearing. It's going to be close. It's going to be very close right here for the 33, unless he's been saving the whole time. We'll see how it works out. Now, you got the 5 car. I believe that was Larch. Actually, no, excuse me. That was Sally in the 5. Bunch of 5s. Hell, there's all kinds of 5s around here, Wesley. But now, Jeffrey Johnson, he's in a draft. Can he save enough for 9 more laps. All of them's lined up in the draft, but at the same time, Jeffrey is in the draft. He's going to be able to try to pull something off unless he's not got enough of gas to make it right here.
Or in
That'd be
single
awesome to
digits.
see.
It'll be 8 to go this time by in single digits. And one of the things, Huck, we mentioned from our producer, the fall off, the speed. He is losing speed, but he's also saving fuel by doing that, and he doesn't have to worry about the leaders just yet behind him in the corner.
Yeah, if he pitted on 62 and took gas, like I'm saying 97 to 99 is when he should run out, running full throttle.
I'm looking here. I'm looking at track map, guys, and now the leaders, that pack of second on back are crossing the line. The leader is working his way into turn 3 and 4. He's coming down pit road. He can't go. Wow. Jeffrey Johnson rolls the dice. He cannot go the distance, as right now they are about to overtake him for the win. They're in turn 3 as he's on pit road. This will be the shootout for the victory if we don't get a late race caution. Jacob off 4.
We'll see what happens right here. Diallo and Maines. Now here comes Kyler Wynn. He's got Malik Ray up on the top side. Eckert, but we've seen how he can be aggressive. We saw this 3 wide at that 0-1-2 or 12 that you see on your screen. We'll see how it ends up working out for him. Wynn up top. John Ward, he's going to try to roll the bottom, but Diallo and Maines all by themselves starting to check out. As here comes Kyler Wynn, gives a huge shot to Malik Ray going into 3.
And make no mistake about it, patience is about to become wearing thin. Like, of course, waiting for the crumbs for Santa to eat to get back on his sleigh that people leave out on Christmas Eve for the big jolly man. Diallo, Maines, Ray, Wynn, Eckert. Somebody's got to make a move. The question is, though, Huck, Wynn, because right now they're all playing possum on the 2.
And it is hard to decide when to go. You really just kind of got to go when you get the run and hope it holds, especially with this group.
Thundering off of turn number 3 and 4. Jacob, here comes Diallo. He's in the lead. Garrett Maines right there. Malik Ray, all 3 drivers of eNASCAR. Would you have it any other way for the NASRA and Atlanta Christmas? Throw those guys in the mix as they work into turn 2 with 5 to go.
But I'll say this, watch out for old Ethan Eckert. He may play spoiler right behind him. He jumps to the bottom. Here comes John Ward. Ward's going to try to go with him. Can he get to the door of Garrett Maines? Yes, he will. He'll at least get to the left rear, or I should say quarter panel. Omar Diallo still has the lead. Ward tried to get to him. Here comes Malik Ray, 3 wide. He's going to hang out Maines. Wynn may hang him out as well. Omar Diallo, he has got a hornet's nest right behind him with 4 to go.
I'm running out now, just about 3 miles remaining. Look who's falling back, free falling. Kyler, it's now Malik Ray, the Talladega winner. It is now Diallo in the lead. Maines about a half a car length back to second. Wynn to third. Eckert right there. Now put John Ward in the mix to try to get around Ray for 5th. 3 to go at Atlanta as they work back into turn number 1.
And Eckert is really the one that's really starting to put some moves. Maines trying to go to the outside, trying to do it all by himself. 3 to go. Diallo may not be able to pull it off. Maines done it all by himself as big blocks being made. Here comes Wynn. Here comes Ray. There he jumps up to the top side. Diallo goes up there. Ray stuck in the middle. Here comes Eckert. You cannot make this up. This is awesome, Wesley, with 2 laps to go.
Throwing haymakers off of one another. It's Wynn now diving to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll get the clear on the new leader of Maines. Now it comes Diallo back to fight back for the lead on the bottom into 1 and 2. To the back straightaway. John Ward watches on. Do I go high? Do I go low? Malik Ray now throws his name back into the gunfight again as they work into turn number 3.
And here we come to the penultimate lap, the big one, I guess you could say, Wesley. Here comes Kyler Wynn on the outside. Diallo down on the bottom side. Maines gets a shot from Ray. Here comes Eckert. White flag here in Atlanta. Kyler Wynn has it all to himself, but it's not over yet. Here comes Garrett Maines. Big slides going on off of turn 2.
Back straight away. Now it looks like Diallo's in the wall. Here comes now Eckert to clear by him. It's now Wynn in the top spot. Garrett Maines, can he get a shot after him working off turn 4? I don't think he can get there. He's on the left rear. Not going to get it. Holly Jolly Christmas and Atlanta 225 goes to Mr. Kyler Wynn. Second spot's going to go to Garrett Maines with Old Glory on the roof of the car. It's going to be third spot going to Ethan Eckert. Malik Ray battles back and will finish in the top 5 as he door slams Eckert on the cool-down lap. John Ward will have to settle for 5th, and Omar Dilio, who started this battle, Dalio will come back and finish in the 6th position, Jacob. When this race ends, Kyler Wynn is the winner of an Atlanta Christmas at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Of course, what a job by the number 82 to hold everybody off. And I know it got crazy, a little bump and bang in there, Jacob, but what respect these guys had with each other racing to the finish as well.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, I mean, those guys that's up there really, Wesley up there in that top 6, 7, give or take, or top 6, I should say. All these guys up here, odds are they race with each other a lot. And obviously, you got a bunch of pro drivers up there, obviously with Garrett Maines and Malik Ray that know how to get it done. And Kyler Wynn knows how to get it done on these super speedways. But how about this? He started on the pole. Everything went chaotic. 104 laps. I mean, we saw Kyler Wynn. He got up to the front, dropped back to the back a couple of times. And then all of a sudden, when the pay window opens up, Kyler Wynn is up at the front and gets it done and passes Garrett Maines and gets the win here for an Atlanta Christmas 225. Awesome to see right there. Kyler Wynn from the pole gets it done. And Garrett Maines, who started on his outside at the start of the damn thing, he ends up finishing second. I mean, what a Christmas right here. Top 4 guys, all of them started in the top 4.
And Huck, I'll tell you what, would you have it any other way? I know it got a little chaotic. They were starting to get antsy at the finish of the race, but there was definitely a lot of respect from these guys. Some of the top-level drivers of iRacing with eNASCAR, Coca-Cola iRacing Series, and more. Road to Pro right there racing for the finish, and obviously what a stellar race to decide the outcome. Here they come again, racing for the line. Look at that stack of traffic like sardines coming off of turn 4. One wrong slip, we could have had chaos. They respected one another, and again, Huck, it's Kyler Wynn to get it done.
That is why you race, and that's what racing's all about right there. That was awesome. That was great to see. They did. I mean, they raced hard, but they raced respectful. I have a strange feeling Jacob's right. They probably raced around each other quite a bit, and they kind of knew their limits with one another, and that was perfect.
Here's the results of what will be our final iRacing broadcast on the NASRA 360 Racing Network of 2024 before we come back in 2025. Kyler Wynn is your winner. Garrett Maines will finish in the 2nd position. Ethan Eckert 3rd. Malik Ray and John Ward the top 5. Omar Dalio will finish 6th. It is David Sheets 7th. Kenny Real 8th. Tristan Bruce. Cole Larson the top 10, Jacob.
Yep, and Stephen Gregory will end up finishing 11th. How about Stephen Thomas? Saw him up there at the front. Started 30th in this race. He ends up coming home in 12th. Taylor Peacock will finish in the 13th spot. Holden McGill will finish 14th. Matthew Robinson will end up finishing 15th, exactly where he started. Joe Houston will finish in the 16th spot after starting 38th, mind you. Jeffrey Goodpasture will finish 17th with MDW. Matthew David Wood finishing in the 18th spot. Tyler Goodwin will finish 19th. And Brandon Broadfoot, who started, honestly, I thought somebody else finished dead last. Nope, Broadfoot, he started dead last. He finishes 20th.
Rest of the finishing order will be, of course, let's see here. Kyle Hess, Cody Knott, Matt Cherry. These are guys that are involved in accidents before the end of the race. Chris Blanchard, what could have been for Chris, the main driver? He was right there fighting for the end of the home stretch. Had to pit, changed everything. Matthew Karakoff, Jeffrey Johnson as well would have been. I'm not going to lie to you. At one time, I was a Johnson fan. I was cheering him on. I would have loved to have seen Jeffrey Johnson get a win here at Atlanta to celebrate Christmas. Larson, McCullough, Stiers, the top 30 with Randy Salee.
Absolutely. And Aaron Banrado, I'm assuming on that one, finishes 31st. Andrew Harris, Shade Trotter, 32nd, 33rd. George Jewell, unfortunate for him, ends up finishing 34th. Jeff Merrick, who started 6th in this race, got pretty much caught up in, honestly, about every damn thing at this point. He ends up finishing 35th here tonight. Jacob Crawford will finish 36th. Eric Zimmerman will finish 37th with Casey Mink after that hard impact that he had on the backstretch on the inside retaining wall will finish 38th. Jason Dismore will finish 39th, and Robert Warren will round out the top 40. Tristan Vickery, Ethan Milwane, Michael Larch, and Chad Ross, the 44 drivers here this evening, Wes.
So coming up, we have our top 3 drivers joining us for post-race. Huck, one more time, man, your thoughts of this event, and obviously Kyler Wynn, our Canadian friend. Hello to our friends of the North A and his Toyota when it counted the most in the right place at the right time. I had a feeling as we came down to the end, we saw Johnson and others come down to the pit lane. That pack was going to be the deciding factor, and obviously once they finally got the green light, I believe, Huck, it was a shake, rattle, and roll, and everybody just kind of finding to see who would end up with the top present. And of course, it was the Canadian of Kyler Wynn to do it.
Yeah, they just played it right. I mean, they all pitted together. They came out together, and it looks like they just tried to stay together and raced it out for the win when or actually when it counted. So they didn't try to push the issue till like the last to go, and that's pretty much how you do it.
We'll get more thoughts from Huck as Jacob as well. Great job by Mr. Dean Hopton. And Santa, where are you? Hit that like and subscribe as we go to break. We're going to be back with more as we grab the podium and Atlanta Christmas 225. It was a holly jolly one for Kyler Wynn. We'll talk to him next.
For Murph's Magical Creations, home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Starbase 1552 Comics. We sell everything a collector would want. Comics, Funkos, action figures, and so many more. A real American comic book shop. We are online only. Starbase 1552 Comics. Find us on eBay Auctions.
Well, up everybody from the NASRA racing family. Hopes you and yours have a happy and safe Christmas. Hey, by the way, there will be another broadcast for the C.O.P.S Truck Series after Christmas. That will be this Friday, December the 27th. Where's my head? That'll be, of course, the Serve Pro 150 at Dover Motor Speedway. That will be the final race broadcast of 2024 before we come back for Christmas and New Year's, and then we take off for a much-needed break. I'm Wesley Outland, Jacob Reeves. Huck Wigginton was our NASRA driver analyst, Dean Hopton on production, and the Canadian in the Toyota number 82, Kyler Wynn, wins the Atlanta Christmas 225. A big payday for him at the end of the race. And Kyler, congratulations, man. Your take of the strategy, the race, the outcome, and being there at the top when it's all said and done. Hey, congrats.
Yeah, man. Perfect execution from everybody. Garrett Maines, Malik Ray, and Omar Diallo on pit road. Great teammates. It's easy when you got three of the best working with you coming off of pit road. We about pulled away from everybody there, but we had a few stragglers, Ethan and John, who are two very capable money racers, and they were able to keep with us there. But we took tires. I don't think they did. That made all the difference there towards the end. The maneuverability of our cars versus their cars was just way better than them. But either way, we were discussing with about 10 to go how we were going to play it, and then we just decided on racing it out. So we did. And it worked out in my favor, thankfully.
And Kyler, I ask you this right here. I mean, these super speedways, I mean, obviously, how to get it done with some of these big money races, I guess you could say. But, is it better, up front, obviously you started on the pole, obviously Garrett Maines that started right beside of you, both of you working together and everything. We saw you up front for a little bit, and all of a sudden you just dropped back. I mean, was that something that was designed, to just kind of just stay out of all the chaos, or was it something that maybe somehow or another you screwed up and you wanted to be up there at the front? I mean, was that your strategy all along?
Yeah, about lap 20 when the yellow came out there, the first yellow, there was pitting here is new. They just fixed it with the last update. So you have to entering 3, and none of us knew that. We all entered in turn 4 and got a new oil. I think about 20 drivers got a new oil there. So we were in that group. We went to the back, and then I thought about making my way to the front again, but it was too chaotic and too hectic. So I just chilled on the back until pit stops.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kyler, before we let you go, thank your sponsors, and what a fun race here, man. Obviously, we hope that you have a great Christmas.
Yeah, man, just factory setups on the car, and the 3 teammates there, Omar Diallo, Garrett Maines, and Malik Ray. Make this all possible.
I love that he thinks of his teammates, no doubt about it. A lot of great teammate racing, pack racing, to determine it here at the end when it's all said and done. Kyler Wynn is the inaugural winner of the Atlanta Christmas 225 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Garrett Maines, a name that I've known for a number of years. That Smithfield Foods Toyota will settle for second, but Garrett, you gave everything you absolutely could. If it would have been another lap, do you think you would have got the Canadian? And hope you're doing well, my friend.
Yeah, it's been a long time. There at the end of the race, it was kind of just who was in the right place at the right time, and when Omar and Malik and them got together coming off a 2, it's just like there was no energy anymore, and there wasn't really much they could do. Ethan had kind of shoved Omar out of the groove there, and just, I was going to be a sitting duck because I was basically pushing the bubble of Kyler and pushing him away from me. I needed a little bit more energy to be able to make a move at it. But, I mean, it was the right time for Kyler to make a move. I felt like when I went back and watched the replay, I mean, sure, there was a way I could have maintained the lead, but who knows if everything would have unfolded that way. So, it was just kind of luck of the draw, being in the right place at the right time. Everybody did a great job, like Kyler was saying, on pit road, and putting ourselves in that position. I mean, everybody worked together great and got a really nice breakaway. So it was just a race between us. But I will happily take second here tonight.
And Garrett, I will actually bring this up as well, because obviously Wesley was talking about it, how you've been around with NASRA and everything. Is it kind of, like a homecoming, I guess you could say, to come back and race with NASRA the way that it, just for some of these special events? But I mean, is it still kind of like a homecoming to come back and race with NASRA? Because, when you started, from what I'm understanding, I wasn't even around. I wasn't even announcing at that time. But, is it kind of like a homecoming coming back?
It's been such a long time. I mean, it's really cool that you guys put this on. This was kind of a last-second thing, It's a lot of the guys that run.
Garrett Maines, you were one of the original drivers in the 2020, dude. That's how long we go back.
Yeah, it's been it's been such a long time since I've gotten to run with you guys, though. Just, since, all the Coke Series stuff and just my schedule filling up, I hadn't had an opportunity, but, really cool to be able to come back and get a good result here tonight. I mean, who doesn't want to come back into the league and, get a good finish? So happily, happy to be back. Hopefully I'll be able to catch some of y'all's future races. I didn't realize that this was happening until like last second. I mean, there's so many guys that run the Super Speedway money racing that keep up with it a lot better than I do. I wasn't even supposed to be home tonight, but I got to catch an earlier flight, so I made it home about 6 hours early and got to race.
Well, you better get you a lottery ticket. I'll say that much.
Hey Garrett, what's your plans for next year? We're going to see you again on the eNASCAR Coca-Cola Series.
So my plan for next year is to be running full time in the Specky 30. So that's like my personal car now. I'm trying to do some regional racing here, VIR, Summit Point, New Jersey Motorsports Park, and kind of see where that goes. I'm gonna probably run Road to Pro for fun. I mean, shoot, if I make it back in, great. But I don't think it's going to be the top priority. But I still want to be, keeping myself competitive in this stuff, and I'll be around. That's for sure.
Hey, but the goal is to make it up to real race cars, and that's what you've done. So I'm happy for you, man. Congratulations, Garrett.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, Virginia's Garrett Maines, obviously, and he'll get it done in the second spot. And check him out on the road courses up in Virginia International Raceway, and some other places he mentioned. Ethan Eckert will settle for third, the 0-12. It's a throwback of Ryan Blaney's Dex Imaging entry. And I'll tell you what, Ethan, you're in the hunt. That pack right there, I think any of those 6-7 cars could have won this race. Your take of coming up for third here at the race on the podium.
Well, I mean, I was just trying to keep it up front the whole race. I mean, I got a EOL at the beginning because I barely went under the double red line in qualifying. Like, I mean, not by much. But pretty much I tried to get back up front as soon as I could from that because this track's not the widest and you don't really have that many places to go when there is a wreck. So once I got back to the front, I tried not to go back to the back and just kind of got the pit stops, got out with with the front 4 guys that I knew were going to be the ones winning it. And stuck with them and made a move on the last lap, kind of moved Diallo up the track a little bit. I mean, it's not the best move to make, but it's the last lap. You have to do what you have to do.
Ethan, I ask you this right here. I mean, obviously this track, obviously the NASCAR Cup Series, the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, they race here, but these cars, these Gen 6 cars that, I'll just be honest with you, I love these over the next gen cars. That's just my opinion. I said it, and I'm going to stick with it. This is a little bit different deal right here, racing these cars, because these cars don't really race on this track. How much different is it to the next gen cars that we see in real life today?
Well, next gens, you pretty much just have to wrap the top and protect your right rear the whole race. I mean, you have to do that to an extent here, but not as much. So, yeah.
I'll tell you what, Ethan, man, your take of NASRA putting together this big special race and bringing in the NASRA regulars, but even the big names like yourselves. And, obviously it shows the talents that Wynn, Maines, and yourself have. Malik Ray, John Ward, Super Speedway, Big Money Racers, or the eNASCAR guys coming in and doing well to finish on the podium for this event.
I mean, yeah, it's just a ton of fun. I'm glad you guys put this on.
All right, man. Got any sponsors you want to thank?
I want to shout out to Ward because me and him were working together this race. We got off pit road together and stuck with everyone and just made it work out. David Sheets, Kenny Reel, we were also working with them. They couldn't get down off the top in order to pit with us, so that's not too great. But Kenny McCullough, he was also there. I'm not really sure what happened to him, so.
I
Yeah,
heard that.
that's
All right,
it.
buddy. Well, Ethan Eckert, thank you, buddy. Two Toyotas and a Ford finishing on the podium. The man out of the Windy City of Chicago there in the Dex Imaging number 12 machine throwback of Ryan Blaney. Malik Wright, John Ward, top 5. Huck Wigginton, I'll bring you in, man. Your final take of this race as our NASRA driver analyst. And obviously, bud, I hope you and yours have a happy Merry Christmas and enjoy some time off. We'll see you, I guess, of the C.O.P.S series on Friday.
Yeah, I'll be there Friday running Dover. Happy Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everybody, too. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me up here. It was a good race, great race. That's kind of what I figured. When I saw those names up there at the top, I kind of figured this is pretty much how it was going to end, too, especially when they pitted early. They stayed together, and there wasn't a caution to kind of throw a monkey in their wrench, so to speak. So, yeah, once it started happening, I'm not surprised at all. But, man, they raced so good against each other. That was just fun to watch.
Yeah, for sure. Good, exciting racing, respectable racing. No rough driving, no daring moves, except to try to win the race at the end. And when it's said and done, Canada's Kyler Wynn, Jacob Reeves gets it done. My friend down in Georgia, Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year to you as well, buddy. I know that you're going to, I think we're doing the C.O.P.S Truck Series at Dover this Friday, but then we have a much-needed break until after the first of the year, until January the 3rd. And, man, your take of everybody, all the work, all the preparation that went behind doing the Atlanta Christmas race. And obviously, holidays to you and your family, bud.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to everybody out there in the live chat. Merry Christmas to all the drivers. I mean, I love this track. I've been to this track numerous times. I've went through, I've went and seen the old configuration. I've seen the new configuration, and I've raced on both of them, and both of them I absolutely love. Why? Because it's near and dear to my heart, because it's a Georgia peach, if you will. I absolutely love this place, and it always puts on a fantastic show. Either configuration, it doesn't matter. But literally, I mean, I see it each and every week, Wesley. It really sounds like it. I sound like I'm a damn broken record, but I really mean it. You have your, you have your green flag racing, you have your Rex, and you have your fantastic finish, and that's exactly what we saw here tonight with Garrett Maines and Kyler Wynn, Ethan Eckert, all those guys up there mixing it up, trying to get it done. I think each and every one of us, even the live chat, but us as well as broadcasters and producers and everybody within NASRA, I think everybody got a Christmas present out of what we saw here tonight, and I think everybody is going to enjoy a little bit of eggnog after this to celebrate.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm exhausted. I've spent the entire weekend doing radio football for the last couple of days. I tried to rest today a little bit. My voice is, I still have my voice, but it's definitely raspy than what it normally is. And I'm ready for a much needed break when it comes to iRacing as well, to get my batteries reset for a new year. So, Dean Hopton, if you want to jump in here, Mr. Biggles. Obviously, phenomenal job production-wise, and obviously great graphics, man, for the Atlanta Christmas. Hope you have a great holiday as well up in Australia. I know it's hot in Australia, right? It's summertime over there right now.
It's hot. Yes, it is very hot. I got the AC cranked at the moment. No snow here in Australia, but thank you very much. Down. We are down in Australia, I believe, not up there, Wesley. But yes, it's been a pleasure sharing the booth with you and Jacob and Huck, of course, this time around there, and everybody else in the NASRA crew. Big shout out to them, of course, all their sponsors at the bottom there. Sim Racing Hub, Murph Magical Creations, Surf Pro, Darren's Nail Gun Repair, the Brickyard, Millie's Restaurants, Blanchard's Towing and Recovery. It's all there. And thank you very much, gentlemen. Enjoy this break, and you've done a solid job. And we'll be back for more racing, of course, to the other Consensus Police Survivors. But we also, after that, have a little bit of a break and just see what Santa has underneath the tree for you. Maybe some nitrous to give you some more boost.
And by the way, don't forget, if you want to throw this up here in closing, one more, we've got a big race coming up. Our next big event will be the NASRA 500. Presented by the Glass Mechanic. And here's all the details coming up for that flyer. Here it is coming. And I believe right now, Jacob, I was told the other day, we're up to 65 drivers, I think, that have already signed up for this one. This is kind of a previous flyer. It says 50 already signed up, but we've already in the 60 mark. And we're looking forward to a great format. That's going to be like Speed Weeks for NASRA at Daytona. And I promise you there's going to be drivers that come out of the woodwork. And the big names will also be here for this one.
Yeah, there's no telling who's going to show up for this one right here, West. I mean, we might even have Dale Earnhardt Jr. or some of the big names. Who knows at this point? This is going to be the biggest sim race on iRacing, the NASRA 500. Was talking to Garrett Maines a while ago. He was kind of shocked that, this race was even going on. I think he's going to be ready for this one right here. Obviously, 60 names. Some of them I have to go home. 43-car field. Oh, baby. Obviously, we're ready for Christmas. We're ready for old Saint Nick to come on and give us all the goodies and everything else. I'm telling you, Wesley, I cannot wait for this one. It's going to be a big one. Big for NASRA. Big for everybody. It's going to be big right here. Who's going to win the NASRA 500? February 8th. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah, make your plans for sure. That'll be a monster event. And again, there'll be preliminary nights February the 3rd through the 5th, and then the big race on Saturday night, February the 8th. And I believe Jacob, myself, and Dean will be in the broadcast booth. And we look forward to bringing it to you on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Thanks again, as always, to Mr. Cody Nott and Brady LaBeouf, the people behind NASRA. Thanks to race director TJ Moore and everybody that was there. I believe Robert Richards was also helping out with the race, and Brady LaBeouf with race directing in this event. When it's all said and done, Canadians, Canada's Kyler Wynn winning here, the inaugural and Atlanta Christmas 225. Here's one more look at it one more time as Garrett Maines tried to get a shot from the outside, tried to get a run on the bottom as they worked through 3 and 4, but just ran out of time and could not complete it when they came to the checkered flag. Merry Christmas. Hope you have a great, great holiday. Jesus is the reason for the season. Happy ho, ho, ho to all of you. Have a great time with your family, your friends, your loved ones. Think about those misfortunate and unable to have families or presents this year. And God bless you all. Congratulations, Kyler Wynn, getting it done in Canada, winning the Atlanta Christmas 225 at Atlanta. From everybody at NASRA, good evening. For Dean Hopton, Huck Wigginton, Jacob Reeves, I'm Wesley Outland. Good night, and thanks for joining us.